within, never go without. Who said that? I did. Me. Now. And that's something I've always said because that's absolutely something I believe. And I know my guest does too. Hey, everybody. My name is Lynn Burnett. I'm the host of Find Your Groove. And I thank you so much for being here and joining me today. Great way to kick off the weekend. I have a fabulous guest, and I'm so glad she was supposed to be with me last week. And for some of you, you may or may not know, my mom passed away last week, so we had to postpone the show. And my lovely guest was so understanding, and we put it off till today. So thank you so much, Vicky, for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
And you are up super early. You are over. Are you in New Zealand or Australia?
I'm in Australia, so Western Coast, so it's about 1 a.m., yeah.
You're a brave, willing soul to do that. So I so appreciate it. It's a beautiful day here. I'm looking forward to some warm weather for us. It's summer's beginning and it's winding down for you, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's getting a little bit cold, but I'll be honest, it's nothing compared to an English winter. So I'm pretty pleased with the weather here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really looking forward to the show. I love shows that we talk about beliefs, mindset, personal mastery. I know it's an inspiration for people, and I'm excited to jump right in and talk about that. First, I want to give a shout out to the amazing team that works here. We broadcast live at Bold Radio Station. We have several shows that run all week long, and if you have never listened to another show, please do go and check them out. We have amazing hosts at Bold Radio that are passionate and dedicated to deliver the best information and some fabulous guests. So be sure to visit our website. We do broadcast live, but all our shows are also available on demand. And we have a fabulous team of producers, operations directors, my partner, Kim B. Smith. Amazing woman. I'm lucky to partner with her to be able to bring this fabulous platform to listeners and those that are looking to get into radio. So please do check out our website, boldradiostation.com. We have so much fun here. If you want to work with a team that is dedicated and passionate and loves radio, get in touch with us. We love to meet new people, and we are global. We are international. We are a team that is across the globe. So there's nothing that holds you back. So if you want to be global, Bold Radio Station is the place to be. I also want to give a shout out to a sponsor of Bold Radio Station. We have amazing sponsors, and that is healthiswealthforlife.com. These are amazing products. These are natural, nutritional products that help with weight loss, cognitive function, a whole bunch of things. And each product in the Ketopia program leverages the latest breakthroughs in science, nutrition, and ketone technology. Health is a habit. It should be a habit, and it's not an event. Don't leave it to chance, because your health is the most valuable thing that you have. And Ketopia is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. It revolutionizes the way millions of people look and feel in their skins. And my God, isn't that important? If you've ever been so ill or not feeling right, foggy, it really affects everything you do. So again, go to healthiswealthforlife.com. Okay. Are you ready, Vicky?
I'm ready.
All right. Again, thank you for getting up so early and joining me. I'm not a morning person, so I can't say that I would have done the same thing. So kudos for you. Kudos to you for that. Now, you and I kind of work along the same lines. Our clients are different, but we've come to know that personal mastery, emotional mastery is the key, and one of the cornerstones of that is mindset. And I know for you and I both, I think a lot of people, we reach a point, our own personal bottom, that we have nowhere to go but up. And for you, that came at a time when you too had lost your mother, and then
Mhm.
finding out about your partner cheating on you around the same time and completely losing yourself. And then you came to discover that, like I said at the beginning, when you go within, you have everything that you need. You never go without. And
Completely.
let it tell me and those listening that moment when it was like you lost, you were bottom, and what got you to discovering, what was your first discovery to get you back up? Because the good news is you
Um,
can only go up.
there was definitely only up at that point, which,
Yeah.
yes, was definitely required me to find some resources in me that I didn't know I had. But my first experience was actually with something called timeline therapy. It's Tad James's thing. He developed NLP. He
Yeah.
was one of the guys who developed NLP, and then he's developed timeline therapy. And so a friend of mine who'd recently qualified kind of took me through that process. And it's all about clearing the kind of emotional buildup that we get. So obviously, all of the behaviors that you're doing, they're triggered by your emotional state. And for me, I was just in total emotional overload. And yeah, therefore, I was just completely disconnected from myself and from my resources. So that process was the thing that, oh, totally and utterly turned everything around for me completely.
What was your mindset at that time? What were you telling yourself?
Whether conscious or unconscious, I was telling myself before it happened that I didn't want to be alive anymore. And
Mm,
I was doing a pretty good job of going along the lines that that would happen. And yeah, my mindset afterwards was it turned my complete paradigm of what I thought we were capable of around. The amount that I shifted in that week after that had happened, it was like a complete freedom that I hadn't experienced for years and years. It was
wow.
absolutely mind blowing.
Wow. So what made you open to it? That's something I'm always curious because a lot of times we're so deep in that mindset
Oh yeah.
that sometimes it's hard to break through. Why were you open to embracing that?
I think it'd come, in all honesty, as necessity. I was making myself fairly ill with, yeah, with what I was doing in the state that I was in, and yeah, it came at a time where it was probably this choice or things really weren't going to work out very well at all. So it wasn't necessarily strength of mind; it was more of necessity at that point.
Yeah. I think that's when it does become that point for me too, that like you said, it's a necessity.
Yeah,
There's nowhere to go but up, and it's life or death. And
yeah,
for a lot of people, that seems to be the way they operate. Their back is pushed against the wall. There's nowhere to go. They've got themselves into a corner, and now they're just,
oh
arms
yeah.
flailing and
Yeah, well, we'd rather stay in a state of discomfort, I guess, than step into the unknown. And everything about this was totally unknown to me, and I had very little faith in this area at that time because I'd never experienced it. So it was, yeah, totally eye opening.
so you're a mindset and transformation specialist, and you work with female entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's right.
That's your main. I mean, we all work with different, but that's your focus as female entrepreneurs. Why female entrepreneurs?
Female specifically, because I just have that. I resonate. I resonate with their journey that they're going on. I resonate with their issues. I'll be honest, a lot of the things that it comes down to, whether it be finances they're needing to build or, yeah, whatever they're trying to create with their business, it always comes down to a worth thing.
Yeah, everything leads to the one thing, doesn't it? It's it's worthiness. It's fear. It really, there's all these different things that affect us, and we say it's this, it's that, it's because of that person, or if this hadn't happened, um, that 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 we wouldn't be in the place that we are. But it really all leads all roads lead to one place, and it's usually fear, lack of belief in ourselves. And again, it leads to fear, which is based on what are the things that you're telling yourself? You know, what are you protecting yourself from? Again, that's fear. And, all roads lead back to the same thing. Mindset is key. It's key to anything. And, Vicky's done that for herself. And I hope she's got a positive mindset now, because we have temporarily dropped Vicky, unfortunately. I love tech when it works, and when it doesn't, it's frustrating. But we're going to try and get her back on, because she's got some amazing things going on. She delivers such fantastic programs and value, and she's got some great freebies. So be sure to check out her website, which is lifeempowermentproject.com. Do we have Vicky back?
Hello.
Oh, we got you back.
Hi. Sorry about that.
Technology.
Technology joys. My apologies.
Oh, hey, no problem. It happens. It happens. So, yeah, you had said about self-worth. And, I was just saying how all roads kind of just lead to that one thing again, that self-worth, that fear. Essentially, it's fear. And it's our mindset that feeds that.
Completely.
So what do you find? Because I'm sure you get a lot of different excuses. What do you find is, what are the different things that women come to you with? Is there a theme?
Yeah, there's definitely running themes throughout. Generally speaking, it'll be that they've got this internal vision, and they've had it for quite some time often, but they're feeling for many reasons that we generally will uncover through the process, they feel unable to make it happen. So they've got this big dream, and usually I seem to be working with more and more women who are on that path where they want to help other women. I guess it kind of just perfectly aligns with my values and with what I'm here to do as well. But yeah, the disconnect and the feeling of being inadequate and the feeling of not knowing if they can make it happen, and also that fear of the unknown, like we said earlier, about stepping out into that space and really making it happen. And half the time, honestly, if the action came quicker than all this thinking, then they would have a much better job of making it happen. But usually we just get so caught up in our head that we stop ourselves before anything can start.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. And it's amazing the stories that we can create in our head.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Those stories we can create can be really, really, really beneficial as well. And I guess that's part of what we do, is rewrite those stories and those programs that have been going on for so long. But usually we're just completely unconscious of the stories that we're telling ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could make it a long-running series sometimes, the stories that we tell ourselves, with colorful characters and never-ending stories.
Agreed.
How long do you, with the clients that you work with, how quick do they respond and change and turn it around?
Very quick. I'll be honest. Because what we run is like a set program over a set amount of time that we've kind of developed as we've worked one-to-one over a period of time. The biggest change that they get is when they actually step up, is when they actually take that step to make it happen. And it's like everything just falls into alignment from there. I think as soon as you put something out to the universe, I'm a firm believer that you'll get the response. And usually what they've been putting out to the universe is either a very mixed message, or a message of, oh my God, don't pick me, not yet, I'm not ready. And then when they actually step up to make it happen, everything just falls into alignment. It's just amazing to see them step into that space and be like, wow, and finally realize how much support they've got for themselves and how they are totally capable of doing it.
Yeah, it's really taking responsibility, isn't it?
Completely, yeah. It's going from that effect of the world to knowing that you're the creator. Absolutely empowering.
Knowing that you're the creator. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think the results, it sort of solidifies and cements. When someone takes an action and then they see the result, then it's like, oh.
Yeah. And then the story starts to be rewritten oh, now this is possible. What else is possible? And it just opens up a whole new world to them.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with somebody that they don't step up. They just they're just not coachable. You just cannot work with them.
In the past, yes, I'll be honest. In the past, yes. Now we go through a pretty pretty rigorous, I guess, application process to make sure that we are the right fit. Because it might not be that they're uncoachable. It might be that either they're not ready, or we're not compatible. So generally speaking, that would happen at the beginning of, I guess, my coaching journey. And since then, it's just I've kind of known and started to attract naturally the people who are ready and the people who are willing to do the action to get there.
Absolutely, because when you change your mind, you change your vibe, your energy changes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you attract those things.
Exactly. And that's the whole point, the power that you have in that. And I think that's probably my favorite part of what we do is when somebody actually clicks onto that and they're like, wow. And it's literally just the shock factor on their face when they've created something that they never expected. And again, it's that whole rewriting of the story and the opening of their potential because they're finally seeing what's possible for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is quite amazing when you finally take responsibility and do that. That's one of Jack Canfield's success principles. That's the number one. Take responsibility. Anytime you blame something outside of yourself, you're giving away your power. You're not taking responsibility, and you're taking away your own choices. Essentially,
completely.
I mean, why leave it to chance?
Yeah, exactly. I've never met somebody who's truly successful, as in financially or happiness or anything that you would define as success, who isn't taking responsibility for themselves. I don't think it's possible to get there on the journey unless you do that step.
Absolutely. So you talked about the NLP or the timeline therapy that was the first thing that came into your life to help change. What did you go on to do? What do you use? Because we as coaches, we all have our own things that we use for ourselves because, it's not like just because we're coaches, hey, we're there, we're done, we're good. We made the top level. There's different things that we find, and for everybody, there's something different that works for them. What did you go on to incorporate into your life in your own practices? There might be something I never heard of that I could try.
Yeah, absolutely. I started off with NLP because obviously that was the thing that turned it around. I was like, this is just magic. So I got qualified in that alongside my life coaching and hypnotherapy as well. And so that kind of opened everything up in terms of possibilities, and also getting out of my own stories and everything else was definitely necessary for me to move forward. And then more recently, I've been looking into quantum physics and doing courses in kind of like the energy work and neuroplasticity and things like that. I just think once you start to learn this stuff and you realize the depth that it goes to, it is really like, down the rabbit hole, Alice, here we go. The more you can learn, the better.
Yeah. Those are some different things. I never, I've delved a little bit into NLP, but it's never been a big part of what I do. So it's always interesting to me when I talk to different coaches to find out what are the different modalities that they use or little tools and tips and strategies that they use.
Oh, yeah.
Who is someone that you look up to in the field of personal development? Someone that you're just like a raving fan for? You absorb everything.
That I absorb everything. Well, it would be the guru himself, probably Tony Robbins.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal guy. I just love his energy and the way he can relate things, and obviously the phenomenal impact that he's managed to make.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, he was from the time I was 12 years old, I think. I'd watch his late night infomercials on TV.
Yes. I think it's his pure tenacity as well that he just grabbed every opportunity that he could create for himself with both hands and just created this whole like empire that he's built for himself. And I just think it's that possibility thinking again, you know.
Have you ever gone to one of his events?
Not yet. I was due to go in September, but I've ended up on a different training with my coaches at the time. But yes, I'm very keen. I know he comes to the East Coast a lot. Obviously, not many
Yeah.
people get over to Perth too much, but he comes over to the East Coast, which is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, that's on my bucket list too. I need to go to one of those. Well, I'm in one of his coach training programs, and
I
it
did see
is
that, yeah.
far different than the coach training that I did, which was awesome. But
Hmm.
when I stepped into the RMT strategic intervention training, which is learning the things that Tony does. It's like, whoa, my brain hurts learning this stuff. But,
Yeah,
he's done it over 30 years and I'm learning it.
yeah.
So it's just, but yeah, he's definitely one of my heroes for sure. For
Oh, yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
did you want to be when you grew up? And are you doing it? And is it close to it?
Well, I always wanted to write. That was my big thing. I really loved to write. I'd studied English and journalism when I was at uni, and then this happened, like this whole discovery. I had never considered working in any kind of, the kind of healing modalities, as you would call them, at all. I had no, as I said earlier, I had no faith in this area at all. I didn't, in all honesty, I kind of thought, yeah, quackery. There's no real value in it. And then I experienced it and I was very swiftly proven wrong,
Yeah.
which was fantastic. But no, totally different. But oh, the best discovery I've ever made.
Mm. Yeah. And it's so unfortunate, isn't it, that sometimes we have to just go through, different levels of catastrophic events in our life to find that. But I guess, again, that's the value of, the negative or problems, as Tony would say. Problems are valuable, and I guess that's the benefit of it, is that it will lead us to something.
Completely,
Yeah.
completely.
So when you begin working with a client, how do you start out? What do you address? What do you focus on? Because for those listening that may be thinking, okay, I need to get out of my story. I need to, I want to start something. I want to create something for myself. Excuse me. But I don't think anybody cares, and I don't think I have what it takes, and oh my God, success, and what if I fail? And they're thinking, okay, I think Vicky's my girl. I got to go see Vicky. How does that start out for people? What do you address?
So generally speaking, what we do is an application, and then from there we will offer. Well, we do a quick phone call with the person to make sure, as I said, that we're the right fit, that we resonate, that I'm definitely going to be able to help them. I want to make sure that we maximize on both of our time. And then what we do is we go through a process. We do a kind of a free 45-minute strategy session where we kind of go through their vision, because oftentimes we haven't unpacked our vision enough to know that it is actually doable. It comes with this kind of ethereal, very scary possibility without any kind of legs to it. So we need to get it solidified in knowing exactly what is going to happen. So we generally do a 12-month vision. And then we kind of have to get clear on what's going on now. So that involves a lot of unpacking of their story and the underlying beliefs. I guess my whole thing is your thoughts, your feelings, and your habits that you're running currently. So your internal world is what's creating your external world. So we can't get you to that 12-month vision without changing that internal stuff. So that's what we do first, is establish specifically, get personal with them. What specifically for them has to change? What do we have to address in order for them to move forward and step into that vision? Because it's absolutely possible for anyone to fulfill what they want for their life, just so long as they're willing to do the internal work to make the change, because you're not going to become that person running these same thoughts and the same feelings.
Yeah. Do you find, I find this, and you ask people, what is it that you want? And a lot of people don't know.
Oh, yeah. We know what we don't want. That's really good. I don't
That's
want to
easy.
be this, I don't want to be that. Yeah, but what do you want? And it's amazing how often people get stumped. I got stumped when I first was asked that question. I remember just my jaw dropping and just drawing an absolute blank. And it's unbelievable, isn't it? But that's programming. That's how we're conditioned to think. And that's what oftentimes is holding us back.
Yeah. Yeah. no freaking clue what they want.
Well said. Completely.
um, yeah, it's very, very, very interesting.
Mm.
So I know that a lot of people, and I hear this a lot, when people get frustrated and they're like, I want this and I want that, but it's not happening. And why does this always happen to me? And they say they want one thing, but they're not getting the results. What's going on? Because I know a lot of people, they bang their head against the wall and, I just don't understand why this isn't happening. What's going
Mm.
on?
I think that a couple of different angles on that. One would be that they're kind of in the short term vision rather than the long term. Oftentimes, we get so focused on this destination that we think is going to fulfill us on, whatever level. Or when I get there, I'll be happy. When I get there, I'll feel successful. And then, of course, what we do is just move the goalpost. So they're never feeling like they're actually getting anywhere. And
Yeah.
then, other than that, it can be simply, well, I think as you kind of said earlier about whatever our vibrational state is, well, that's what we're going to attract. And if they're kind of putting out an incongruent message, like there's a part of them that really wants it, and there's a part of them that knows it's possible, and there's a part of them that thinks, that's never going to happen, that's not for me, there's no way I could do that, then that congruency needs to be restored for them to start producing those results like consistently and obviously enjoy it while they're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you a fan of journaling?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I generally recommend that most clients do that as they go through the change process as well, because it just, yeah, exactly what I just said. It stops you from going into that, "Oh, but I'm not there yet," and just enjoy the journey, really get centered and present.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually suggest that.
Mm,
Require it with my clients as
yeah,
well as
yeah,
is to journal. I like it too because people can see how far they've come because a lot of people don't notice
yeah.
it because they still have that story going, oh, or people like to downplay their accomplishments.
Oh, yeah,
So then they have
absolutely.
proof. Go back and look at your journal. Look at what you were writing and what you were thinking at the beginning and now look.
Mm, totally. And that is often the like jaw drop moment for them of, oh wow, okay,
Yeah.
things are really moving. Yeah,
Yeah.
completely. That was my experience when I did the timeline thing. First of all, everything that changed in that first week, I was very much unaware of until the woman who'd done the process with me. She said to me, you've been completely different this week. And I remember this as one of those snapshot moments where everything just sticks very clearly in your mind, exactly where I was and the room around me and everything. And I remember just sitting down and it was like the penny dropped, and literally everything had changed. The way I'd approach things, my emotional responses to things, the way I'd treated myself and other people around me. And I was like, wow. But we're not conscious of it because those changes happen on such a deep level. We just flow with the present moment, and because we never really get present, our mind's already in the future, and we're not recognizing where we're going. So yeah, journaling is amazing for that.
It is. And there's so many great journals. So do you like, what's your journal like? There's some people who really, they like the Moleskine journals, or there's some people that have some really great journals out there. Scott Hay was a guest on my show a little while back, and him and a couple other coaches created this great new journaling system, and it's at Journal Life. Some
Oh,
people
really?
like to create their own, and what's they like to get fancy with them and personalize them. Or do you just some people just grab a notebook? What's your
I
style?
have, yeah, I think it's maybe the journalism training. I just have a little notebook by the side of my bed that every
That's a
idea,
journalist.
every thought, yeah, some things I can't shake. But yeah, I just have the little notebook by the side of my bed, and there are a few of them definitely built up that I keep in my office now. But yeah, just super simple for my end.
Yeah, are you a notebook junkie? Like I'll see great notebooks and they have quotes and some don't or they just have a pattern and I'll buy them like, "Oh, wow." Like there's
Yeah.
nothing to them, but it's like I'm like a kid in a candy store. Do you
Oh
collect
yeah.
them and just buy them?
I do, but then very, very quickly they end up getting filled up with all my notes and everything else.
Yeah.
So it's trying to keep them organized and trying to know what I've written in which one generally, because yes,
Yeah.
there are lots knocking around.
I'm looking through all my notebooks. I know I wrote something really cool in it. Which book is it
Yeah.
in? Running from room to room. Is it my office, the living room, my bedroom? Where the hell is it? I know.
Treasure
Geez,
hunt.
The troubles we have to go through with our notebooks. Um, you have, and I was telling everybody earlier when you dropped, I was telling everybody you have some great things, some great freebies on your website at lifeempowermentproject.com. And you have some great challenges and programs, some really good things because maybe people aren't, they're wanting, but maybe they're not ready to coach one-on-one with somebody and they want to kind of, feel the waters a little bit. And so you've got some great things on your website as well. But you have a program called Master Your Emotions, and maybe let everybody know about that.
Sure, sure. So that's the kind of the 8 week the transformation process that I take the women through when we agree that we're going to work together. So the whole process is what I call the inside out success method. So it's all about, just as we've kind of said throughout the show, aligning that internal world to the point where you can just naturally and effortlessly step into the life that you've wanted to live. So all of your belief systems, all of your thoughts, your feelings, your habits, etc., just going through that process inside out. Because so often we focus on all the external things and then the frustration comes in because nothing changes long term. So that's the whole process that we take you through. So that's for the 8 weeks. There's loads of online content. I really want to be given as much value as possible. So I can't do that just with one-to-one time. So a lot of the content's online that they can go through in their own time. And then we have the Facebook group, which is just a phenomenal area for all of the women on the program to just bounce ideas and put what they're working on and just us to spend time together. It's just amazing to be around the right people. Because honestly, what's one of the biggest problems I come up against? Nobody understands the journey that I'm on, is what I hear verbalized very often. And then to be around those women who are thinking the same way and taking the same big action steps and getting out of their comfort zone is awesome. So yeah, that's what the program's all about.
So they follow it on their own. Are there any live calls or?
Oh yeah, so we follow along. We do it all together, and there's live calls. So we do our calls on our Wednesday evening. Just connect as a group, and it's just a mastermind hour. We call it the Power Hour. It doesn't necessarily stop at an hour all the time, but we just get together, and it's just an amazing environment. Yeah, so that keeps them on track, and there's a lot of accountability as well because when we're making a change, what we tend to do is do a little bit and then drop off because the old patterns are so strong. So the whole point of this process is that never happens. It's going to get you way beyond those old patterns and establish those new ones solidly.
Yes. Nice. And there's a Facebook group that goes along with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that community feel. I think that's a really important part.
I agree. I think that's really important because it is difficult enough to go through when you're making a change. Like you said, those old patterns, those old beliefs, and then you also have to deal with the people around you that then it starts, making them uncomfortable.
Yep.
And then you have to deal with that because, a lot of people are people pleasers and, oh my God, I don't want to upset that one. So I better stop what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, I better not live the values that I want to live in my life because, that might upset John down the road. It's crazy. It's crazy what we'll give up for other people. And yeah, that is one of the key things that we need to focus on, I guess, is if you really want to live your dreams, it's got to come from your values and no one else's.
Absolutely. No, and even though you work with female entrepreneurs, this really, the mindset work really affects every area of your life.
Completely. Absolutely. I talk a lot in my stuff about the ripple effect, and that is all the stuff that you do in any area of your life is going to ripple into the other areas. And then all the stuff that you do with your life is going to ripple into the lives of everyone that you come into contact with. So I think that the power in that is just incredible.
Yeah. Now, so you have this 8-week program, but you also do one-on-one coaching, right?
Sure. So I do some like the premium end one-to-one. And then there's also the invite only kind of thing after the 8-week transformation. If we want to work together for a year and just, because they made so much progress during that 8 weeks, just to have that chance to work with them for the 12-month period and just see them absolutely transcend their old stuff and just become this absolute phenomenal person.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? It's so great, this work that we get to witness what people
Exactly.
go through, that journey.
Exactly. I often kind of catch myself and it's just amazing. What an absolutely incredible opportunity to have to be a part of other people's lives and see them just transform is phenomenal.
It is. Have you ever cried working with a client because of that?
Oh, maybe once or twice.
I have. It is
Yeah,
that
absolutely. It's
powerful.
powerful. Yeah, completely. And that is just a beautiful thing. If you can connect like that with people and that's your work, this is a pretty good life.
Oh, yeah. Hallelujah. That's for sure. That's for
Absolutely.
sure. So, for everybody listening, do go check out Vicky's website, lifeempowermentproject.com. She's got some great, like I mentioned already, freebies. You can check out about her Master Your Emotions 8-week program, her one-on-one coaching. If you just want to dip your toe in, check out what Vicky's got. She's got some really good stuff. And your blog posts are great.
Thanks very much. Thank
And your
you.
videos, and she's got some great stuff, folks. So be sure to go and check out her website. I was reading your blog post about affirmations versus incantations,
Oh
and
yeah.
incantations, yeah, powerful, powerful. But have you ever heard of affirmations?
I recently did hear about that. Yeah, but I'd never come across it before. I think I saw it on a forum somewhere, very coincidentally, actually. Yeah,
I really like affirmations. Go check it out. Go. Yeah,
I will.
really,
I will
really
check that out.
powerful.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it
Good
was
tip. Thank
really,
you.
really good. I think we need to move beyond the affirmations because sometimes I will hear people say, I do my affirmations and nothing changes and da, da, da. But there's something missing in that because if you are going, I am amazing, I am amazing, I am an amazing person, but behind you're going, I totally suck.
Yeah.
Um, it's not going to
Sometimes
work for you.
the stuff goes a little bit deeper than those
Oh,
affirmations are going to be able to hit occasionally. And
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what I really like about affirmations because it kind of works with where you already are at. Because sometimes you have to meet yourself where you are and work
sure.
with where you are at the time to move
Yeah,
forward. So,
yeah.
so
I guess take the steps along the journey until you get to that state where you are amazing and you can say it congruently and confidently. And yeah, then it has a whole different meaning to you.
yeah, absolutely. Um, any last thing that you want to share? Anything that's going on? Do you have something coming up? Something you're looking forward to in the works?
Oh, always. I'm just launching one of my new trainings, my online training, The Awakened Entrepreneur. And it's about the kind of 5 pillars that I personally went through and that I get to take my amazing clients through. And yeah, that's all about the inside out success method. So putting you in alignment and allowing you to step out. So that's another freebie. I'm very, very, very passionate about getting out content as wide as possible. My big mission is that I want to impact 100,000 women over the next 10 years. That be with the freebies and paid work and everything else, just to get
Oh,
the message out there
yes.
that everybody is capable of living this life that they've got in their head. Just put the action in it and you can make it happen.
Yes, I so agree. I so agree with you. So, let everybody know all the places you are that they can find you.
Sure. So obviously lifeempowermentproject.com is the website. And then Facebook, we're on Facebook. We have the Facebook page. And then we also have the Business Women's Empowerment Group on Facebook, which is an amazing place just to connect in a more closed, more private environment where you can start to get surrounded by those people. Even if you're not ready for that paid step yet, you can get surrounded by the right people. You can ask loads of questions and just make connections with people who are on the same journey as you.
Yeah, so important to have some people that can hold you up when the times that you can't hold yourself up.
Precisely, precisely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you have you have so much stuff. So I have no doubt you will accomplish your mission, Vicky. You have some
Thank you
great,
very much.
great stuff on your website. So go check it out. Like you listening and you're sitting there going, my life totally sucks and it's just going to be this way and I'm not lucky. Wrong. And because Vicky and I are here to tell you that we've been there and there is a way up and out and it starts with you and she's got the stuff to help you. So just before we wrap up, I like to finish off it's not really a question, but I like to ask my guests to finish this sentence for me.
Oh, intriguing.
Yeah, finish the sentence. Vicky Murgatroyd is.
Oh, mm. Oh, that's a fantastic question. Still discovering the potential that every one of us has to make a phenomenal life for ourselves.
Nice. Love it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's a fantastic question.
Thank you. Thank you, Vicky, so much. I appreciate you connecting with me and holding off a week to get together for the show and sharing everything that you have here and on your website and the amazing mission you have to impact so many women globally. I thank you for your work and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. It's greatly appreciated, and I absolutely love the message that you're putting out there.
Ah, thank you. We all do it together. We're all in this together.
That's it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you again, and thank you to my team at Bold Radio Station. Be sure to check us out. Not just my fabulous show, all our fabulous shows, boldradiostation.com. Again, visit Vicky's website, lifeempowermentproject.com. And remember, you have the power, every single one of you. Go have a great day. Bye for now.